just after 12:30 a.m. on August 9th, 2013, on a dark, lonely stretch of Highway 277 in rural Texas. Something terrifying happened to a 26-year-old man named Brandon Lawson. He was standing alone next to his broken-down pickup truck in the middle of nowhere. The night was pitch black. Thick brush surrounded him on both sides of the empty highway. And in that moment of fear, he did what a lot of people would do. He called 911. What he said during that short, frantic call still sends chills through anyone who hears the story. This is the mysterious disappearance of Brandon Lawson, a case where a man's final words suggested something evil was closing in on him. And then he simply vanished, leaving only his truck behind on the side of the road. Brandon Lawson was a 26-year-old father of 3 from San Angelo, Texas. He worked tough jobs in the oil fields, long hours, hard labor, the kind of work that puts food on the table. He had a girlfriend named Ladessa and 3 young children he loved more than anything. By all accounts, Brandon was just a regular guy trying to make it in life. Nothing about him suggested he would one day disappear without a trace. But on the night of August 8th, 2013, everything went wrong. Brandon had gotten into an argument with his girlfriend earlier that evening. Around midnight, he left the house upset and started driving his silver GMC Sierra pickup truck. He was emotional, maybe had a few drinks, but nothing that seemed dangerous at the time. Then around 12:48 a.m., his truck broke down on Highway 277, roughly 15 miles outside the small town of Bronte, Texas. The road was completely deserted. No street lights, just miles of empty ranch land and thick, dark brush on both sides. Instead of calling a friend or a tow truck first, Brandon dialed 911. His voice on the call was filled with raw panic. He was breathing hard, speaking fast, and clearly terrified. He told the dispatcher he was on Highway 277 and desperately needed police help. He kept repeating that someone or something was after him. They're coming after me. His words became more frantic. He sounded like he was moving, hiding, or trying to get away from whoever was approaching. Then, in a voice filled with pure dread, he said, "They're right here. They're right here beside me." The fear in his voice was unmistakable. He sounded like a man who believed he was about to be caught by something terrifying. The call lasted only a few dozen seconds. In the final moments, Brandon's breathing grew even more desperate. He suddenly shouted something that sounded like, "Oh shit," followed by words that sounded like, "They got me." And then, the line went completely dead. That was the last time anyone ever heard from Brandon Lawson.
911 emergency.
Yes, I'm in the middle of the field. It's like we're just pushed some guys over. Right here going towards Javelin on both sides. My truck ran out of gas. There's one car here. You got chasing to the woods. Please hurry.
Okay, now run that by me.
We're not talking to him. I actually ran into him.
Ah, you ran into him. Okay.
That's the first guy.
Do you need an ambulance?
Yeah, no, I need the cops.
Okay. Is anybody hurt? Hello? Hello? Hello?
When police finally arrived at the scene nearly an hour later, they found Brandon's silver GMC Sierra truck parked on the shoulder of the highway. The driver's door was wide open. The keys were still in the ignition. His wallet, cell phone, and some cash were still inside the truck, but Brandon himself was gone. There was no blood, no signs of a struggle, no drag marks in the dirt, just an empty truck sitting silently on the side of a dark, empty highway. Search dogs were brought in immediately. They picked up Brandon's scent and followed it from the truck into the thick brush beside the road. The dogs tracked his scent for about 200 yards, and then without any warning, the trail simply ended, as if Brandon had vanished into thin air. Over the following days and weeks, one of the largest searches in that part of Texas was launched. Helicopters scanned the area from above. Hundreds of volunteers and law enforcement officers combed through the ranch land, creeks, and abandoned oil field sites. They searched for weeks. They found nothing. Brandon's phone gave one final ping near the truck shortly after the call, and then never connected again. His family has never stopped searching for answers. His girlfriend Ladessa and his mother have spoken publicly many times begging for any information. They insist Brandon was not suicidal. He was a devoted father who would never have walked away from his 3 children willingly. So what really happened on that lonely Texas highway? The mystery has only grown darker with time. Toxicology reports later showed Brandon had methamphetamine and alcohol in his system. Some believe he may have been hallucinating due to the drugs and wandered off into the brush, where he eventually succumbed to the elements. But even if that's true, why did the search dogs lose his scent so suddenly and completely? Why has not a single trace of him, clothing, remains, or belongings, ever been found after more than 11 years? Others suspect something far more sinister. Maybe Brandon really was being chased by someone that night. Perhaps it was someone from the drug world, or a random dangerous encounter on a dark highway. There's also the theory that he accidentally wandered